Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your betting game by hitting that subscribe button and ensure you never miss out on our daily content. Want exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join our Patreon. Links are waiting for you in the comment section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. California versus Wake Forest. Cal comes into this game with a 4-4 record, including 0-4 in the ACC. They recently ended a 4-game losing streak with a win over Oregon State and are coming off a much-needed bye week to regroup and focus on road improvements. On the road, Cal is 1-2, with both losses coming in the Eastern Time Zone. Meanwhile, Wake Forest is also 4-4 on the season and 2-2 in ACC play. The Demon Deacons have won 3 of their last 4 games, including victories over NC State, UConn, and Stanford, although they did suffer a blowout loss to Clemson. Wake Forest also had a bye week last week. Both teams are hungry for a big win to become bowl eligible. Wake Forest has struggled at home, and Cal has struggled when playing on the East Coast. Something has to give, and I'm leaning toward Wake Forest pulling this one out. The Demon Deacons have been finding ways to win, even if it's not always pretty. Cal, on the other hand, snapped their losing streak last week, but turnovers and struggles on offense still plague them, which could lead to more issues in this game. Wake Forest is ready for a significant win behind Hank Bachmeier's arm. Prediction: Wake Forest to cover the spread -7. As for the total, Cal will likely aim for a low-scoring affair, hoping their defense can contain Wake Forest. However, this game is set up to be high-scoring. Wake Forest's defense has struggled against the pass, while their offense ranks 39th in passing yards per game. This could result in a fast-paced game with a lot of ball movement. The over is 4-2 when the total has been set at 59 points or less for Wake Forest's games. Prediction: over 55 points. Rice versus Memphis. Rice, 3-6, enters this game with a bit of momentum after a huge upset win over Navy last weekend, despite the nearly 6-hour weather delay. That win pushed their AAC record to 2-3 and marked the first victory for interim head coach Pete Alomar, who took over in late October. However, the Owls face a significant challenge in Memphis, 7-2, who, despite a solid season, has struggled to find consistency in conference play, losing both of their AAC matchups so far. Memphis is currently in 4th place in the AAC standings with a 2-3 conference record, trailing behind Army, Tulane, and Navy. This will be a classic David versus Goliath matchup, with Memphis boasting one of the top passing offenses in the country, 21st in NCAA, 279.8 yards per game. In their last 3 games, the Tigers have averaged 328.3 yards per game through the air. Rice, however, has been strong defensively, allowing just 173.0 passing yards per game and 133.3 yards in their last 3 contests. But while Rice was fortunate to catch Navy out of sync last week, Memphis offense, led by Hennigan, could overwhelm the Owls' defense. Prediction: Memphis Tigers to cover the spread -9. When it comes to the total, Memphis has been hitting the over in conference play, covering the over in 3 of their last 4 games and 3 straight. Rice, on the other hand, has had low-scoring, tight affairs, with only 2 of their last 6 games surpassing 50 points. Despite Rice's defensive efforts, Memphis' high-powered offense should dictate the pace. The Tigers average 33.5 points per game, 25th in NCAA, and have been scoring at a high clip recently, making it likely that this game hits the over. Prediction: over 52.5 points. Iowa versus UCLA. The Iowa Hawkeyes, 6-3, have had a solid season, despite some tough losses to Iowa State, 2019, Ohio State, 35-7, and Michigan State, 32-20. However, they've bounced back with impressive wins against Northwestern, 40-14, and Wisconsin, 42-10, with their 42-10 victory over the Badgers surprising many, given Iowa was just a 2.5-point home favorite. Coach Kirk Ferentz's team is known for its strong running game, averaging the 8th highest run percentage in the nation, 63.51% of their plays, but they face a stiff test against UCLA's 14th ranked rushing defense, which allows just 3.3 yards per carry. UCLA 3-5 led by first-year head coach Deshaun Foster, has had a challenging season but has shown some resilience, particularly in their wins over Rutgers, 35-32, and Nebraska, 27-20, on the road. While they've faced some tough opponents, losing to number 9 Indiana, number 15 LSU, number 1 Oregon, and number 6 Penn State, the Bruins have been competitive in those matchups. With the game being played late at night on the East Coast, Iowa's travel and the odd timing may give UCLA an advantage, especially considering Iowa will be without starting quarterback Cade McNamara. Prediction: UCLA Bruins plus 5.5 points. When it comes to the total, typically Iowa's games lean toward the under. However, this year, their offense has been more productive, averaging 35.5 points per game over their last 4 outings. UCLA's offense has struggled throughout the season, but they've found some rhythm in their 2-game winning streak, averaging 31.0 points per game. Given both offenses are gaining momentum, this game has the potential to surpass the 44.5 total points line. Prediction: over 44.5 points. New Mexico versus San Diego State. After a promising 3-game win streak, the New Mexico Lobos, 4-5, have stumbled with back-to-back losses, including a 49-45 home defeat to Wyoming. Despite strong individual performances, including QB Devin Dampier's 207 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns, the Lobos' defense has been a liability, allowing over 600 yards of total offense to Wyoming. Their offense, however, has been potent, averaging 480.1 yards per game, 7th in the nation, and they'll need to keep up that pace to become bowl eligible by winning their final 3 games. New Mexico has scored 45-plus points in 4 of their last 5 games, with a standout rushing attack, 230.9 yards per game, 8th in the nation. On the other hand, the San Diego State Aztecs, 5-4, have also dropped their last 2 games, including a 56-24 blowout at number 15 Boise State. Their offense has shown improvement recently, scoring 24-plus points in 4 consecutive games, but they still rank poorly in total offense, averaging just 329.5 yards per game, 114th. Defensively, they allow only 167 passing yards per game, 95th, and with New Mexico's porous defense, especially on the road, the Aztecs are likely to capitalize on the Lobos' defensive struggles. Prediction: San Diego State minus 3 points. When it comes to the total, New Mexico's defense has been leaky, giving up 35-plus points in 8 of their 9 games this season. Their high-powered offense, which has been productive on the road, should still be able to put up points. Meanwhile, the Aztecs have been scoring well lately and will likely contribute to a high-scoring affair. Given these factors, expect this one to go over the total. Prediction: over 67 points.